they managed to distribute that.
Well, I agree with you. And in terms of my tenure in the executive strata of Scientology, I always was very upset that we never did any community service. To me, when you do community service, you don't do it to get press. You don't do it to wear a yellow t-shirt so everyone knows you're doing it. And that's what they do. In addition, I read in the newspaper yesterday or this morning, it's been a long morning already, that there are some people from Haiti who are actually doing things to help, who said that, yes, the yellow shirts went around and they did the touch assist, but they gave no food, no money, no clothing, no real help. But they were there with their yellow shirts doing their touch assists. I do know John Travolta, and I do know that he is a good person and from the inside out, and he does not know about these various things that are happening. In fact, in the celebrity world, which includes the billionaires are very important, even though you'll never know their names. When the St. Petersburg Times article was coming out, they were told specifically, don't read any newspapers, don't watch any TV, don't go on the internet for the next 5 days. We'll tell you when you can. And they obediently do that. And they're handled outside of the orgs. They're not handled within these ideal orgs that are being built, because these ideal orgs are empty. And they don't want the celebrities to know that their donations have gone for naught. So they make it sound like they're special. They don't want them to go in there, when that's not why they don't want them to go in there.
I have a question for Jeff. As you mentioned, Scientologists are stepping forward now, as you mentioned, by the aid or given the courage by the work Anonymous. In your opinion, are you working in collaboration with Anonymous to make this easier for others to step forward and further your cause? And if so, what's being done so that members who are afraid to speak out have the courage to do so?
Well, let me just be clear, I'm not working with Anonymous. I'm not, a member, quote unquote, of Anonymous. I appreciate the work they've done to expose the church's crimes, and I encourage anyone who has experienced similar crimes to come out and speak out, and a lot of people are right now.
Do you feel that they've ever gone too far with some of their efforts?
I really don't want to comment on Anonymous. I'm not an expert on it, and I don't know that much about it.
One last question. Are you doing anything personally to make this more accessible for others to speak forward? Just from hearing everyone's story, it seems like very compelling as far as what you experienced and the others. What's being done so that there is assistance or aid or support given to these individuals who don't have anyone else to come out, so that there is a support network that their voices can be very understandable? Such as yours.
I don't know exactly how to address that. There are a lot of people who are former Sea Org and former staff, and we are in touch with each other, and if somebody needs a hand, they do get a hand, basically. It's a very informal kind of thing.
Thank you.
Okay, good.
With the celebrity disaffection and the work of Anonymous, is there any indication of how this is affecting the rank and file Scientologists, or are they pretty cloistered?
You're seeing more and more people leaving Scientology. The rank and file really don't have access to the media. I mean, the people in the Sea Org, they can't go onto the internet and see these things. But it does kind of filter in. For a couple of years, back in 2000 and 2001, I actually moved to Clearwater, Florida, and worked with a group called the Lisa McPherson Trust, which was started by my pal Bob Minton, who just died a few weeks ago. And at that point, we located our office right next door to Scientology's Office of Special Affairs, and we were there, in case Scientologists needed to come to us for help. In that time, no one actually did, because cameras were on us constantly. The Scientologists who were working there in the buildings, they weren't even allowed to walk on the street anymore. They were shoved into vans, and the vans had windows that were blacked out because they were afraid that the message might come through. And we had some signs that said things like, it's safe to look, it's safe to talk. And years later, I have heard from people who were there at the time who said, you know, I saw that message and that stuck with me. And all those, you know, all that time I was thinking, you know, why is it that we aren't allowed to see that? And they can talk freely to anyone. So, you know, I even heard from people who said that, yeah, I remember being shoved into the building and we weren't allowed to go out because one person was walking down the street with a sign. And it did make me think, well, how come these are the most powerful people on the planet here inside Scientology and they're afraid of one person with a sign? So those messages do kind of seep through. But for the most part, they're not going to be seeing the videos that are going up on this now or the news reports.
Real quick, I just wanted to add something real quick. Who asked about the Haiti release?
I
Okay, I just wanted to go over something real quick because what I was involved with in the Sea organization was sales. Specifically for Bridge Publications Incorporated, I was the Sea Org sales manager, and what you have to know is when there is a tragedy, when there is a crisis, this gives a very excellent reason to ask its members for money, right? So any relief effort going from the church to Haiti or 9/11 or Columbine, which is, I left before 9/11, but yeah, Columbine, Katrina, all of these issues. When these tragedies happen, the salesmen get on the phone, they have a parishioners list this thick, number, over and over and over again, and they raise as much money as possible, and yeah, and then they send in the photo opportunity, which is the folks in the yellow shirts to go and show how the pamphlets are being distributed. You know?
That's fraud.
That is fraud. I am guilty of fraud as a sales manager for Bridge Publications Incorporated.
And will anybody do anything about it? No.
I am willing, just so you know, I haven't been sued yet. I haven't received a court order yet, and I expect all this to happen. I'm fully willing to go to jail or wherever. This is like not even an option. I mean, it's not even a choice I have to make. I don't care about the threats. All I want is that I don't want there to be any more kids to suffer the way my family suffered. I don't want there to be any more Uncle Bobs. That's it.
Thanks,